Welcome to another episode of the Money Wheel Podcast. The journey to wealth starts here with your host, Don Shade.
Hello, my friend and future millionaire. Welcome to this episode of the Money Wheel. My name's Don Shade. Now, in the last couple episodes, we talked about finding your niche and maybe getting to the point where we can set some kind of business up for you online. Let's move one step past that. What I want you to do now, I want you to think about, in earlier episodes, I had talked about where you're going to come up with the time to build this kind of business. The next thing I want you to look at is, where am I going to come up with the income to do this? Obviously, it takes some kind of money to make money, but the key is this: it doesn't have to be your money. It can be Visa, MasterCard, Discover, something like that. Or maybe you could take on a business partner that does some financial backing. But either way, you are going to need a certain amount of money to run ads and do that kind of stuff. And with that being said, maybe you're somebody who doesn't want to set up your own business. Maybe you want to have somebody do it for you. And obviously you're gonna pay for that kind of coaching. This is the point where you're gonna want to make a decision on which way do you want to go. Are you somebody who has good computer skills and it's no big deal for you to follow a digital training and do this on your own? Or are you somebody like me that really isn't that good on a computer and you needed to have somebody set it up for you? This is one of the big key decisions that you're going to have to make. Once you make this decision, then we'll know exactly how to move forward. In other words, are you able to buy a digital training course and go through it on your own? Are you willing to be that honest with yourself? Will you sit down and go through it, give it the attention that it deserves? What a lot of people do, they'll buy a digital course and life gets in the way. They never seem to go through it. They have a bunch of courses on their computer that turn into courses collecting digital dust. You know, my business partner, Kris, he saves everything, and I joke around with him that he's a digital pack rat. Well, what it comes down to, ask yourself this question: how many courses do you own right now that you haven't gone through? If you were to buy another training course right now to start up a digital business, would that course be any different than stuff you've bought in the past? One of the things I like to make sure I do is I force you to be honest with you. There's no right or wrong answer. Whatever your decision is, it is. And, it's like however you spend your money, that's fine. You earned it. You gave up a portion of your life to make that money. But at least be willing to look at the guy or the girl in the mirror and say, this is because of the decision that I made. And before we move forward to the next step, I want you to be honest with yourself about what you're willing to do and what you're not willing to do. If you say to yourself, I'm not willing to build my own online business, I don't have that kind of skill set, well, then we have to look at, okay, let's pay somebody to do it. And there are people out there that do that kind of thing. That's what we do here. I'm not going to get into pitching courses just yet, because I need to get you in a position where you're ready to win and you're ready to look at what path we're going to take. As you look back over these podcasts, what you see is we've made little changes along the way. And next thing you know, if you look through your accountability journal, you've made a lot of steps in the right direction towards building your $1 million roadmap. That's all I have for this episode of the Money Wheel. We'll see you next time.
Thank you for listening to the Money Wheel Podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe and like the podcast. For everything that was talked about in today's amazing show, go to moneywheelpodcast.com and get today's show notes, past episodes, and most importantly, you can connect with Don Shade on all his social media platforms. Again, at moneywheelpodcast.com. If you are just looking to email Don, you can email him at don@moneywheelpodcast.com. For a list of all our tools we use in our business, you can go to moneywheelpodcast.com/resources. Again, thank you for listening to today's podcast, and see you in our next episode of the Money Wheel Podcast.